humming to me speaks to sort of an oral fixation. So I would almost get in your mom's head a little bit and try to sub that out. We could introduce, well, one, more broadly, a stereo at home. Maybe talk radio would be nice if her mom wants to be distracted. I think in terms of direct oral fixation, hard candies.
To get the mom to stop humming.
Yes. Hard candy, chewing gum.
Duct tape.
Cigarettes.
Cigarettes could be huge for mom.
I think 15 might be too young to buy cigarettes. But if her mom became a chain smoker, she'd likely stop humming. She'd be outside chain smoking. And they could both go about their, parallel existences under one roof in more peace.
That's so smart. Literally get your mom some cigarettes. So she's got something in her mouth. She can't make the annoying noises.
Or even a vape pen.
Vape pen.
Yeah, I think
actually vape might be. I think that if that
because then she could do it indoors all the time. Yeah,
continuously.
The beautiful thing is we're all human. This all happens.
You can do whatever you want. There's consequences, but do whatever you want.
People are gonna do what they want to do.
100%.
Bottom line.
The baby's crying and the dog's barking. I'm like, you're bad. Welcome to Two Girls, One Thread. Welcome to Two Girls, One Thread. Today's theme is, am I the asshole? Am I overreacting? Or as you said, simply self-reflection. It's always good to reflect. What do you got, Kath?
Sounds great. Okay. Our first story is from Am I Overreacting? Am I overreacting? My girlfriend invited my ex-wife and her family to my house for a pool party. She claims she didn't know she was my ex.
Oh, God.
I recently moved back to my hometown after 14 years. I left because I caught my then wife cheating on me and it broke me.
Damn.
When I moved back, I bought a house in my hometown with a pool. I started dating a girl named Katie. We have been together for 6 months and I have met most, but not all of her friends. I was out of town for a work-related thing, and she stayed at my house while I was gone. We have done this before and never had issues. I trust her, and I need someone to feed my cat, so why not? She asked me if it'd be okay if her friend and her kids came and used the pool and hung out the day I was returning.
Okay.
She told me her friend's name, and it was the same name as my ex-wife. I really didn't think too much of it. It's a common name.
Katie.
I said sure, but said I wanted some alone time in the evening and she agreed. Just going to be a day thing. I had a hard day of travel to get home. The airline had delays and I spent a long time on layovers. I was tired when I got home, but I knew Katie's friends and her kid would be there and I don't like to lash out due to stress. So I put my game face on and walked in the house. Katie ran up to me and gave me a hug and a kiss, then walked me to the kitchen to meet her friend. I was totally shocked when I saw my ex-wife and her husband in my kitchen.
Oh my God.
The guy is the guy she cheated on me with.
Oh my
BTW.
God.
I literally had to pause for like 20 seconds and just stare until my brain rebooted and I could even say something. I asked what the hell they were doing in my kitchen and she said she was Katie's friend.
Oh.
I asked her and her husband if they realized that they were in my house.
Yeah.
And they said yes. They said they didn't know I was Katie's boyfriend until they got there. I told them they should leave, and Katie tried to talk me out of it, but I held firm.
Wow.
Their kids didn't want to leave, obviously, and my ex's husband was making comments to his kids like, the bad man said you can't swim anymore today.
No.
And little shit like that.
No.
Pissed me right off. When they left, I asked Katie if she knew before that she was my ex-wife, and she said no. That's probably true because Katie's 33 and my ex and I are 44 and 42 respectively. I rarely talk about her, and it's not like I showed Katie pics of her. Plus, Katie was in college when my ex and I split up, so it's not like they knew each other then. I asked Katie if my ex followed her on Instagram, and she said yes. If my ex is anything like she was back then, she lives her whole life on social media. And there's no way she didn't know from the pics on Katie's Insta that we were together.
Wow.
Katie said they met at Al-Anon, which does make sense because my ex was in it even back then when we were together. Our town isn't that big, so there aren't a ton of different meetings. Katie says I overreacted and embarrassed her, but I told her that there was zero chance my ex didn't know Katie and I were together beforehand. This was some sort of power play or something, and creepy as fuck, honestly. I asked Katie if my ex had mentioned to her ever, like at all, that I was her ex-husband. Katie said she never said anything and said again she didn't know she was my ex-wife. So then I asked Katie if she thought it was weird or creepy as fuck that her friend had realized beforehand or when they arrived at my place that she was at her ex-husband's house and decided to chill anyway, knowing I was on my way home.
Okay.
I mean, think about it. If Katie and my ex are close enough outside of their meetings that she wanted to invite her over, then surely the topic of relationship status had come up at some point, right? Her lock screen is a picture of us at a baseball game, for fuck's sake. When I pointed that out, I could see some things were clicking into place for her, but she persisted about how I was rude and embarrassed her, etc. I asked her if she had ever shown my ex the pic on her lock screen of us, like in passing in a "do you have a BF" sort of way.
Oh my God.
And she said she had. I was like, how do you not see the weirdness then? Just how can she not see how weird this is? It's like a made-for-TV movie level creepy. I literally can't get my head around it. The thing is, my ex and I have had zero contact in 12 years.
Holy
so for real, what the fuck?
shit.
Katie's currently at her place and we haven't talked since. It's been 3 days. I'm just here stewing over it and trying to make sense of it in my head. I had no clue where to go from here. Am I overreacting? What should I do? I'm very seriously thinking of ending my relationship over this. Sorry about the length. I'm just word vomiting onto my keyboard.
Simply taking a cleansing breath.
So, am I overreacting? My girlfriend invited my ex-wife and her family to my house for a pool party. She claimed she didn't know my ex. And now I'm considering breaking up with her.
So here's what I'll say. Number one, I'm really glad to hear that Katie is persistent because that attribute will serve her in the future when she is single and not with this person anymore.
Yes.
That is really scary. I feel like I need to reboot as well because that entire story is so scary and so baby reindeer on so many levels. I would say that the ex-wife is more at fault, is absolutely messing with him, is absolutely giving baby reindeer, and definitely did all of this. I mean, this does feel like a movie that she would have maybe somehow, I think that she figured out, I think she knew Katie was dating her ex before they became friends. I think that then the ex sought out the friendship with Katie, played dumb, but not even that well. Katie kind of believed it. But when it gets to the point that this person is at your home with their children, and then I can't even talk about the ex-wife's new husband because he's got problems, and that's the T. It's just so clearly a manipulation, all of it. He absolutely is not overreacting. He absolutely needs to leave Katie. Maybe Katie can go and join the new family and they can be a throuple, but enjoy the pool alone because this situation is a nightmare with a capital N. What do you think?
Well, and I don't really know what the point of just rolling up to your ex's place is.
To mess with them.
Yeah, like to fire shots when, again, they live in a small town, evidently.
They literally live in the same town that every person that's ever written a Reddit post lives in.
So I don't really get like what the ex-wife's end goal is or aim other than to be like, I am creepy. Like, how does that?
I think it's to get in the head of her ex-husband. I feel that it is based on her own insecurities, maybe because he's dating a younger woman. Who knows? We don't know why they fell apart.
Yes.
But I definitely feel that it is driven by ex-wife's insecurities and trying to get some kind of reaction, retribution, revenge on him, even though she's the one that cheated and then brings the new guy to the house and then he's just like sitting there. Honey, you might need to move. I mean, the pool sounds nice, but maybe there's pools in other cities that have bigger populations of people because these guys, this is Black Mirror. This is not going to be a good situation for him.
And I just think it's wild. I understand that Katie, he didn't show her any photos. But I do think if you have known that your current boyfriend was married,
Yes.
like I'm not going to look up a current partner's every single person they've ever dated.
No.
But this is marriage. You were married, you got divorced, you obviously uprooted your whole life to move away for 14 years. You wouldn't, like, as a woman, you'd be naturally inquisitive. Who came before me if I'm serious about pursuing a relationship with them?
I don't buy that for a second. I don't buy that for a second that she didn't look it up. So then that adds this like sinister layer. So is Katie, what's going on with her that she's okay with that, or telling she has these weird disconnects in her own brain telling her that that's okay? But yeah, I'm not buying it. The ex girl, we already knew, but Katie's level of ignorance, and then all these specific questions. Well, did she ever look at the lock screen? Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure she did. And she didn't say anything? No, strangest thing. Like, is Katie okay? I'm genuinely worried. I'm genuinely worried.
If you were trying to go about it and like, there's not many people in this town, maybe we can hang out with them as a couple, which still probably wouldn't happen. You would bring up like, oh, I met your ex-wife at an Al-Anon meeting.
Yes.
Is there still, what's your energy towards her?
Of course. So that's why, I don't know. I'm really scared for this guy. And I think he needs to move back to wherever he came from. Because now if creepy ex-wife and creepy Katie are going to be chilling in the same neighborhood, maybe he needs to simply pop back to literally anywhere else would be my suggestion.
So top comment says, your ex is creepy and conniving. If you and Katie stay together, I would be very careful.
Yep.
And then original poster goes on to say, I'm wondering if Katie isn't talking to me because she is embarrassed she let herself be manipulated. I just can't see a way how I am the bad guy in this for feeling this is weird.
No. Yeah, I think that Katie's out. Good news is you're not going to have any more kids peeing in your pool and some weird guy like eating all your food. I just am imagining the dad, like the new guy just standing there just chugging
I love that
food.
part of it.
Like, again, is anyone in this story okay? No, except for the guy that came back. And then we didn't even talk about the fact that this poor baby boy came home and I'm guessing that fridge was damn empty.
That's true.
You're not overreacting. Leave the girl, you'll get somebody else.
Yeah, completely agree.
Okay, I got something for you, Kath. I got something real good for you. Okay. Am I the asshole for constantly wearing AirPods and earplugs around the house now because hearing my mom constantly humming around the house severely triggers my misophonia? Is that how you say that? Misophonia? We'll go with that. Hey guys. So basically me, 15 female, and my mom, 42 female, share a household. She has this thing that I'm pretty sure is a tic at this point, which she is constantly humming, and at times also sometimes blasts music around the house very loud, both of which severely trigger my misophonia, especially the humming. For those unfamiliar, the best way I can describe it is sometimes particular frequencies just really stress me out to the point where I freeze, feel nauseous, anxious, severely stressed by the noise, etc. Yes, I understand it's probably a neurodivergent issue on my part, but I can't help it no matter how much I've tried. And believe me, I've tried. I believe you, Queen. I've tried talking to my mom about this for years, since she was like, 9? But unfortunately, Mom, I've told you about this. But unfortunately, she brushes it off that it's ridiculous. I'm trying to control her freedoms in her house, which I guess is fair. She pays the rent, but it still hurts how unwilling she is to meet at a middle line regarding this. I know she knows about misophonia because she sent me TikToks about it and will then text stuff along it like, this sounds like you, cry face emoji, but she still hasn't changed. Anyway, I really can't do this anymore. It genuinely feels like my nervous system is at a breaking point regarding this, so I'm purposely avoiding her, spend all day locked in my room some days, or I've been noticing that I'm purposely avoiding coming home sooner now because I know she'll trigger my neurodivergent symptoms. I've also started wearing like earplugs around the house 24/7. I always have AirPods in my ears now, listening to music to cancel out the noise, which is quite unusual to me because I never used to listen to music a whole lot up until a few months ago. Thankfully, I plan on joining the military in 2.5 years, so it won't be like this too much longer. Anyway, A lot of the time now, she'll call me to do chores like bring out the trash, do the dishes, or just whatever, or just talk. I would say 85% of the time, I don't hear her anymore. Okay, the earplugs are working. Whereas in the past, I used to always respond quickly with no argument. I don't know if she's totally pieced together why I've constantly been wearing AirPods and earplugs around the house now 24/7 the past couple months. I don't think she totally understands the severity of my sensitivity, but she's growing increasingly irritated and angry that I no longer respond to her and is starting to take it as a sign of disrespect, which now there's tension from her around the house, which makes me feel like I have to walk around eggshells around the house and just makes me want to avoid being home even more. Am I the asshole?
So OP's 15. Mother's not aware of her sensitivities.
She is aware, but
Is
not
aware,
to the extent, I
not
guess.
to the extent. And so she's taken to wearing headphones now.
And earplugs.
No, I don't think that she is the asshole for wearing earplugs to like help herself out. I think she could also maybe sit her mom down and explain
Right.
her lived experience with those neurosensitivities a little bit more. Because I can see an older generation kind of dismissing that daughter's feedback at first.
Yes.
Thinking maybe she's being like a little bit precious about what that's really like for her. What are your thoughts?
I think that the constant humming would be annoying to anybody in general. I think that this poster, 15, she seems incredibly mature and incredibly smart and has really, I'm just impressed by the way that she's really tried to advocate for herself, asked for what she needs, tried to done in a polite way, seen that it's not changing, seems to have a great understanding of just the dynamics of she's living in her mom's house and wants to be respectful towards her mom, but is just basically trying to not have a fucking meltdown every other second. And she has kind of just taken it on herself. She's wearing earplugs, she's wearing AirPods all the time. I agree with your suggestion that if they could sit down and she could really try to explain it to her mom in a way that her mom could understand, because it doesn't seem like she's not saying her mom is this like really out of pocket, egregiously horrible person. So I definitely think there needs to be some more empathy. I think the other thing that stands out to me is that she said she's planning to join the military in 2.5 years. So this will no longer be a problem. I don't know if that is going to be the silver lining that the OP is hoping for. I suspect that being in the military, enrolling at 17 and a half, the moment that you can sign up and going straight into basic training with predominantly men who are being, obviously bossed around all day and worked. And then you think that they're going to come back to the bunks. And I mean, maybe they'll be quiet because they will be yelled at. So maybe it'll be better, but there's going to be moments where I'm imagining it's going to be about 1,000 times worse. So
that's true.
I don't know.
But I do think that our Secretary of Defense recently announced that they'll be rolling back gender equity in armed services. So women, we can go back to doing some of like the lighter duty roles.
Yes.
It's just going to be straight on the base of physical competency. So she might have an easier go of it by the time she enlists.
Right.
But I think as well.
That's such a good point.
I think as well, humming to me speaks to sort of an oral fixation. So I would almost get in your mom's head a little bit and try to sub that out. We could introduce, one, more broadly, a stereo at home. Maybe talk radio would be nice if her mom wants to be distracted. I think in terms of direct oral fixation, hard candies.
To get the mom to stop humming.
Yes. Hard candy, chewing gum.
Duct tape.
Cigarettes.
Cigarettes could be huge for mom.
I think 15 might be too young to buy cigarettes. But if her mom became a chain smoker, she'd likely stop humming. She'd be outside chain smoking. And they could both go about their, parallel existences under one roof in more peace.
That's so smart. Literally get your mom some cigarettes. So she's got something in her mouth. She can't make the annoying noises.
Or even a vape pen.
Vape pen.
Yeah, I think
actually vape better be. I think that if that
because then she could do it indoors all the time. Yeah,
continuously. And then the nice thing about that solution is that there won't be any future consequences. For the mom. Just smoking constantly every moment.
Completely. Just maybe cauliflower lung or whatever happens when you're huffing vape juice all day.
I wonder if mom is ND herself and, oftentimes, right, like the things that annoy us and others, it can kind of be things that we don't like about ourselves. So maybe there's kind of this intentional subconscious block that mom has about really hearing out her daughter.
Okay.
Because then it would open up this whole thing where then she has to think about herself and how she experiences things. So I don't know. There's a sense of that where it's sometimes we like will reject things and brush it aside because of how that might reflect on us, or it's just defensiveness. I don't want my 15-year-old daughter telling me what to do. I want you to stop humming. Get your own place. You get your own place. I can't. I spent all my money on cigarettes. I feel like this 15-year-old has like, she's giving like the 15-year-old that has saved every birthday and every little job that she's ever had. She probably could fully put down a deposit on an apartment right now. That's kind of the energy.
Have you ever met a Hummer? Been around a Hummer?
Not like an individual, but I've been around it in public, and I will say that I don't know if I have, I think I do have, I know I've got some ND stuff. I don't know if I fully have misophonia, but I think I do sometimes a little.
Okay.
When men hum in public, I feel a searing rage. When men whistle in public. What the fuck are you so happy about? That's what it does.
Oh,
for
you're
me.
saying like a prolonged whistle, not just a coach's whistle?
No, not a coach's whistle. Just they're just a guy at 7-Eleven. So relaxed, not a goddamn care in the world.
Yeah.
That drives me.
But I think
insane.
that's like the purple drink that like the unhoused kind of might experience.
What do you mean? What is that?
You know, like if you're whistling.
Yeah.
I think you're a little spacey.
Yeah. Well, can you be spacey?
They have time to whistle. I don't necessarily
internally.
think they have. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I've never really met a Hummer either, I guess. I don't know. Is it a background with like an a cappella group, a failed career as a showgirl?
Barbershop quartet.
You know what that...
I just think like, I mean, it's funny. It ultimately is funny. It's not funny for OP, but it is funny to think about just this mom is just walking around the house all day. But also she's 15. She's like, oh, I'm spending most of my time in my room. I'm not responding to my mom.
I love
I'm
white
like,
noise machines. I think they're great.
I'm huge on white noise.
Because we don't necessarily need Bluetooth in your ears all the time.
That's the thing.
She's so young. Her prefrontal cortex is still developing. So I would say take the AirPods out and just get a white noise machine.
Or wired headphones. Yeah. And get your mom some Marble lights, right? Or what kind of cigs do you think this mom would go for?
Yeah, I would say.
American Spirits? No?
She could be a Reds girl as well.
Oh, yeah. And then I think we solved it.
Yeah.
I think we solved it. Great.
Okay,
Next. That was easy. We'll see if you have misophonia. I'll take a sip of this drink into the mic to trigger anybody listening. JK, I would never do that.
Okay. Am I overreacting? Husband got me edible arrangements, then ate it all.
Oh.
My husband and I had a baby 5 months ago, and I have been having a bit of a hard time lately. The last few days have been especially rough. Yesterday, my husband thought it would be a nice idea to send me an edible arrangement with chocolate-covered fruit and fruit shaped like flowers. I was surprised by it and was so happy he thought to do something nice for me, which doesn't happen all that often.
Jesus.
Last night, I ate a few of the chocolate fruit pieces and shared some with my husband because it was really tasty. I put the rest away to eat within the next few days. I woke up this morning to find the edible arrangement container empty. He took the rest of it to work.
Oh.
I called him out on it, and he said he wasn't sure I was going to eat the rest of it. Question mark, question mark, question mark. This gesture just ended up making me feel sad and made me cry. Am I overreacting? It's just fruit. Update. After work, he went and bought all the stuff to make me a big container of chocolate-covered strawberries and apples. Honestly, the ones he made ended up being way better than the edible arrangement ones. He apologized and said they were all for me.
Okay.
Top comment says, no offense, but is he a moron? ETA, based on the update, no, he's not, because he's willing to learn and fix negatively impactful behavior.
Oh, God. my eyes are rolling back extremely far in my head. Number one, there's no way that the chocolate covered fruit that your husband half-assed made you the next day was better than edible arrangements, which is one of the most delicious, divine inventions from the literal gods. That's number
true.
one. I do feel some type of way about this specifically because chocolate covered fruit is my absolute favorite thing in the world. So if somebody got me an edible arrangement and I shared it with them, and then the next day I looked in the fridge and it was gone, honey, there'd be hell to pay.
Well, it's kind of wild. Like, what man is like, I'm going to bring in food for the workplace?
No, it was for him. He's a liar. He brought it for himself.
I've never seen a man bring food into a workplace.
Ever.
If anything, I think that like I was always counseled. I had one female classmate and then colleague who she loved baking.
Yes.
So she would bring baked goods into the workplace.
Amazing.
And I think an older female supervisor was like, you need not bring in baked goods. It's a little bit of a gender stereotype. Like if you want to be taken more seriously in a non-gendered way.
I see the point of that supervisor probably trying to be protective over this woman, but also I think that's so nice. Unfortunately, it is gender, but not because of her fault. That's just so nice. Like if you love baking and then you want to go share it with people. This husband though, it's like, hey babe, thanks for pushing out our kid. Oh, sorry your body and mind and hormones have been absolutely blown up and destroyed. I dropped $34 on you today and then I let you have 2 bites of it and then I immediately erased all of that goodwill by being a selfish baby. And I am happy for, the wife that she has 2 children actually in her home. So that's kind of nice. She doesn't have to hopefully go through the pregnancy again if they stay together. But yeah, I just can't imagine like that. I think he must have
binged it the night that he got it. Oh. And then said he brought it into work. Because what does he get? He's going to individually take it off the wooden spoolies and pack a lunchbox with like, you know how chocolate covered fruit gets like that moistness on it?
Of course. I'm extremely familiar.
And you're just going to be sitting at your desk eating like pineapple.
No, that is not what happened. You're right. That was like a weird excuse or lie that he said for that. That's so bizarre. But it's just like, what are you so damn stressed about, honey? Like I just don't understand. And then realizes it after. I mean, if he would have brought that to work, hey boys, good news, I got an edible arrangement. Oh my God, what's that from? Oh, well, my wife just had our baby, so I brought it for her and it's her favorite thing in the world. And then I took it to work. That story's made up. I think we're right with that.
Well, I think too is there are some men who are beautiful gift givers, very thoughtful. That might be a love language.
Yes.
But I do think that maybe people in general, especially if you're now in a long-standing couple, is people give gifts to other people that they themselves hope to use as well. So like, for example, on Mother's Day, we're going to gift like kids, we're going to give mom a new grill or a new smoker.
That she'll cook food for us.
Yes. Or that ultimately I'm going to use to smoke meat. But so we can just like whitewash it and I can buy it for myself. We're going to gift it to mom.
You think that is happening across the board all the time with people?
Completely. Like when the recipient isn't the intended beneficiary. So I think he ordered the edible arrangement because he was craving it himself.
Trying to get a couple points on the back end. Look how thoughtful I am.
Yeah, pass it through as a business expense.
Right. And then the next day he realized that he messed up because his poor wife, who's been up probably breastfeeding all night and hasn't slept in 5 months, is like, that actually really was not cool. And then he was like, wait, that chocolate covered fruit actually did hit. Let me run to the grocery store, make myself another huge batch. And now I can get even more points again.
I know.
Because he ate that whole tray.
Completely. Well, I don't think original poster's overreacting.
No.
That's for sure.
No, I don't think so. But is there a way that they can...
And I think her husband's head was in the right place. It was thoughtful of him, even if it was based on his own craving. I think just on a forward-looking basis, you need to make sure to like at least leave like a third of the basket.
Totally.
For the person you gifted it to.
That would be so nice. Yeah, do better. Okay, I got something for you. Oh boy. Okay. All right. Taking another cleansing breath. Am I the asshole for refusing to do makeup for my friend's friend after learning she used to bully my husband? One of my close friends, Kelly, recently asked if I could do the wedding makeup for one of her friends, Laura, since the original makeup artist flaked on them. I agreed since I wouldn't be busy that day and sort of owed Kelly a favor, so I was going to do it for free. A few days later, I was telling my husband about it. Turns out he recognized Laura. They went to the same high school, and it was very shocking when he said she used to bully him badly. The more details he shared about the bullying, the more uncomfortable I got with this gig. After that conversation, I didn't want to be involved in her wedding in any way, even when my husband said it's in the past and he doesn't care about it anymore. The next day, I'd made up my mind, so I called Kelly to explain the situation, telling her why I didn't feel comfortable doing the makeup anymore after finding out what kind of person Laura was. She wasn't happy and said it put her in an awkward position because the wedding was happening soon and it was on her to find someone else in a short space of time. I apologized for the inconvenience, but I just couldn't. Later, she texted me to try again one last time, trying to convince me Laura wasn't the same person, but I still refused. And even though she didn't say it outright, I didn't appreciate how she kind of insinuated I was being petty with the whole "it's in the past" sort of argument. For reference, I know what it's like to be bullied, and some of these things stick with you no matter how long ago they were. Am I the asshole?
I don't think she's the asshole. So how old is she?
I don't know if she said her age.
So
No
she's a
age.
makeup artist.
She's a makeup artist. One of her close friends is like, hey, can you help me? One of my friends, not a mutual, is getting married. The makeup artist dropped out last minute and I need to find somebody.
Okay. I mean, I admire a woman with principles.
I do too.
You know, I think most people are kind of more focused on maybe getting their bag. So she might prioritize the cash on the day of. Yeah, I think that's really commendable.
But she was going to do it for free.
Oh, for free. She wasn't getting paid.
She was literally
oh my gosh,
I know.
absolutely not.
No, she was literally going to do it for free as a favor to her friend Kelly. Then finds out the girl you're going to do the makeup of bullied my husband. And then she's like, absolutely not. No, she wasn't even going to get paid.
Got it.
So it's was fully altruistic that she was going to help out her
Is this like
friend.
a self-supporting makeup artist? Like she's like comping services for a friend of a friend.
I would say it's like why, because they were going to expect to
friends
pay.
and family discounts are, tight circle. Other than that, like I want to kick back.
Yeah, but also the Laura would have definitely been paying this other makeup artist who flaked. So there's already a budget for it. So why is Kelly, the original poster's good friend, not even trying to help her friend out?
Yes,
it's like you're already asking her short notice to do something. She agrees to do it. You should be offering her, I would argue, more for the late notice. And then again, if you really wanted to sweeten the pot, they clearly don't care that much about the original poster. But if you really wanted to sweeten the pot, you would have offered them double their normal rate. Please, I'm in a pinch. And then it would feel even better to be like, thank you, but be blessed. And still tell them to fuck off. But yes, there's not even any money.
Yeah.
I don't.
I wonder how this woman bullied her male partner, right?
Yeah. How what the details exactly were. Well, enough that she is willing to disappoint her close friend.
Completely.
But you're wondering what specific style of bullying occurred?
I mean, I do think bullying can be like a very broad term.
Certainly.
I don't discount his experience at all, but it just is interesting. I'm trying to think if like...
my guess, this is all based on vibes, which what isn't? My sense or my guess is, maybe this Laura girl that's getting married is a bit of a mean girl vibe in general.
Okay.
And maybe it was kind of like the, what a loser, like that kind of thing, or brushing him off, or who knows what he looked like, or kind of picking on, or exclusion.
Yes.
But for the husband to... I mean, and then even the way that she described the husband playing it off of like, no, it's fine. I don't care. I mean, I immediately remembered and my blood went cold when I saw this girl's damn face, but yeah, it's chill. I have to imagine if the husband even spoke up, it was probably pretty bad to begin with, because most guys, I think, would not even want to necessarily even share that they had been bullied or even show that vulnerability or anything. So I'm kind of standing the poster and her husband. Like, I kind of like their energy. Like, I like that they're very vulnerable with each other and very much have each other's backs.
Yeah, I think that's super sweet.
But yeah, I'm not exactly sure. And then she's saying, I've experienced bullying. Of course that sticks with you. Okay, this is my shadow side saying this.
Okay.
This is not what I think that she should have actually done. It's not what's being done. But there's a part of me that this is what lets me know that OP is actually very evolved and healed. Because there's definitely a part of me that would have been tempted to be like, I got you, babe. Don't worry about it. And I would have painted the bride's face in clown makeup.
Okay.
That would be extremely hard to remove. And then maybe that could be sort of a lesson for everyone. And also, maybe it could be a Love is Blind situation. She could wear some kind of mask, I don't know when the season of this wedding is. Maybe it could be kind of fun Halloween thing or yeah, but I'm impressed that she didn't just do that, like just absolutely botch it. And then it's like, well, we got to get her down here. And it's like, well, I hope somebody's got makeup wipes. Hope you like a fresh face.
Yeah.
But is that too mean, do you think?
No, I mean, honestly, I would
It's
be
just an
about,
instinct.
if I was a working makeup artist, I imagine it's a very, eat what you kill profession.
Totally.
So I would take the job, obviously ask for compensation. And then I think I would bring up to the bride, because obviously you're doing her makeup for probably the better part of an hour.
So you would have taken the job even after you found out from your husband that it was the bully.
Yes.
And then you're doing her makeup and then you would have.
And then mention like who I was dating and see what her reaction is. Because maybe they were 13 years old and she was a brat when she was in 7th grade. And now she, she has some memory and she's like, oh my gosh, I was so mean to her. You don't know. I think at the end of the day, as a working woman, my priority would be to get that check.
Get the bag.
And then, just mention it casually.
That's so funny though. That's really funny if you actually would play it like that. And it's like, oh my God, so exciting. Anyway, I think we have a mutual. Really? Who is it? She's just staring at herself in her phone camera. Really? Who? Oh, do you know Steven from blank high school? No, I don't. Like this bitch probably doesn't even remember who all her victims are. I just think that I don't know. I obviously people do things when they're younger and kids. And I'm not saying it's not forgivable or able to move through, but also we haven't touched on why is Kelly, the friend of the makeup artist, why is this like, is she behaving as Laura's personal assistant? Like, why is the bride not doing any of this communication? Like, it's all being finessed from the outside. So did Kelly, when she found out, oh, I found somebody, oh, wait, actually, no, she can't do it. Did Kelly go and tell Laura why? Maybe then she could have maybe simply some awareness before her wedding day or I don't know. Even that setup. Is that normal? Is that what people do?
Well, I don't know. She might be in the bridal party.
Okay.
And might like be like, oh, I have a friend who's a makeup artist. She might have like suggested that she knew somebody who could help it
to like save the day. Yeah. Okay. I mean, bridal party, that's a big job. That's a big job. I hope you clear your schedule. That is a big
Always.
job. Love a makeup call for a wedding at like 7 a.m. It's like always the most insane time.
Just looking so chipper.
Yes, you have to be chipper. You have to be, especially if you're one of the brides, if you're in the bridal party, don't you think?
Which is why I'm always so surprised how many women drink at the rehearsal dinner.
Wait, what do you mean? Why?
I always find like the morning after I drink, I look markedly worse than had I not drank at all.
You mean the bride or all of them?
The bride. I mean, if you're a bridesmaid, who cares? It's kind of in the wash.
And who cares?
Like, you should be drinking to ease the pain of like all that you've taken on for the wedding or just have some fun.
Yeah.
But if I'm the bride and like tomorrow is show day.
Yes.
Those photos are forever.
Oh my God.
I just don't want alcohol like around my eyes.
Puffy. Yeah. And then the guys never care.
Yeah.
The guys are smashed the night before. They're smashed
the
before.
day of.
The day. Oh my God. Yeah. The girls, what do we usually get? Maybe like a quarter pour of a weak ass mimosa if we're lucky, like a little nibble on a bagel. Again, if we're lucky.
Completely.
If somebody's mom was like on it and did a little Starbucks run, but otherwise you're kind of fucked. And then the guys are fully partying, like not a care in the damn world, putting their tuxes on 2 minutes before, maybe throwing on a little deodorant, and then everyone tells them the rest of their life they've never looked better. Meanwhile, the bride's been like literally starving herself for a year, and I'm like, we still got some work to do here in society. But be blessed. I mean, I wish all of them well. Can I read you a little top commenter though from this?
Of course.
Okay, so we got Sounds like Laura is still bullying people since Kelly feels it's her responsibility to find a makeup artist, but Laura likely is, not the asshole, but Laura likely is, and Kelly has the potential to be one as well. But response, that's a bit of a stretch. Kelly could have volunteered to do that for her, feeling overly confident that OP would help and overpromised how easy it would be to find someone 100%. Now that OP won't help, she feels silly and actually has to look. That doesn't mean Laura is still a bully. She could be, but we don't know. Not the asshole. Funny how Laura never called you, took responsibility for her past actions, apologized to your husband or anything remotely close to making amends. You owe her nothing. You were doing it as a favor to Kelly, who should not be responsible for finding another bride's makeup artist. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I agree.
Okay, you got another one for me?
I do. Okay, this one might be a little controversial.
Uh-oh, controversial post alert.
But in light of the holidays, I think it's relevant. Okay. Another one from Am I Overreacting?
Mm-hmm.
Am I overreacting for cutting off my dad based on his political beliefs? My dad, for the better part of almost 10 years now, has been obsessed with Donald Trump.
Oh, boy.
He's obsessed to the point where he's been going to rallies every time he can, has all of the MAGA merch, and even met Trump in real life, having a framed photo of them both in his bedroom, along with my grandpa and my dad's friends.
What?
The image is great, too. He includes the image in the post.
Oh, God.
I have never liked Trump since I found out who he was, like 6th grade when I was 12. And I've been able to look past it for a while because it didn't necessarily affect my life. And I just chalked it up to, well, maybe he, Trump, is doing something good for my dad to ride for him so hard. No pause.
What?
But now, in October of 2025, I can't put up with it no more. Every American reading this knows very well Trump is a modern day former leader of Germany, and it's been a deplorable year. ICE, big beautiful bill, refusal to release the Epstein files, cutting SNAP, appointing racists and racist pedophiles, among many other things. My dad hasn't changed his mind in the slightest about him, and he's a big fan of all the evil Trump is doing and allowing to happen. I don't want to associate with people who support open air racism and classism, and like everything else Trump has done to my country. I have younger siblings, and it makes me feel scared knowing my dad is proud of himself, smiling next to a sexual predator.
Oof.
Down below is the photo.
Right.
Am I overreacting? So this is kind of okay. Well,
I want to see the photo.
Oh, you want to see the photo?
I definitely need to see the photo. Ew. Ew, they all have their thumbs up. Okay, sorry. Continue.
So what do you think? Do you think it's kosher to cut off a parent because of their political beliefs?
What do you think I think? Of this? What?
Well, I think we should remove the Trump component from it. It could be someone stumping for Obama, someone stumping for Biden. Let's just say you have a very parent, like we all know that generation, they're sitting at home, maybe they're retired, plugged into CNN. It's just constantly, it makes them feel less lonely, let's say, connected to the outside world. So they're hearing the babble all the time.
Yes.
So regardless of affiliation, if you had a parent who was, overly emotionally attached to politics of either party, would you cut them off based on that?
Are they saying cutting them off for the holidays?
Yes.
Or in general? Just the holidays is what they're
just in general, I think.
Oh, in general. And how old is the original? Did they say how old they are? The original poster? No?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I think 20s, it seems like.
Okay. So, right, because they'd said something about when they were 12 and okay. So I'll humor you and I will remove Trump from my initial response.
Okay.
Okay. But we'll get to that. I don't really think so. I don't really think that it is unreasonable to cut off a parent that is at this level of, regardless of political affiliation, this level of what I would term delusion, obsession, and kind of unawareness of everything that's going on. I think that it is very hard to separate some of these things out because obviously, you know, it's a difference of opinion that is causing this friction. I think that politically, where we are in America right now, it's pretty tough to interact with somebody who has extremely different beliefs from you because, in my opinion, and from where I sit, it's not really politics anymore. This is life or death for many, many, many people, arguably for everyone, because you're ignorant if you think that they're not going to come for you, and you're ignorant if you think that you're going to be protected somehow. So sometimes I think like people do just subconsciously, they will align with person in power, even when they know that that person is wrong somewhere deep down, buried under all the shit and the weird Trump merch. Yikes. I think like they do recognize that, but maybe there's this insecurity that's operating, giving massive benefit of the doubt, you know, that maybe that's why they're just like, no, I'm going to align myself to the person who's in charge because maybe that's going to protect me. It's like people who vote against their own interests. It's like, baby girl, he's not going to be giving you any of that. Like you are not, they've successfully fallen for the manipulation that they are going to be one of the people who will be chosen, who will be protected from these massive negative consequences. So if we are removing the actual people involved, I do not think it's unreasonable because of the state of the world. I know that we all have to be able to interact with each other and discuss things, and this is their dad. Obviously, they have some love for them. I don't know to what extent or what the full history is, and if everything's been great up until this weird turn that happened, maybe it wouldn't be a bad idea to take dad to a doctor, get an evaluation for all kinds of things that could be going on in their brain. Maybe that is where some of this like fixation is coming from. I don't think it'd be hard. I don't think it'd be a bad idea to get dad medicated. As a clinician,
What?
just to chill him out. You know,
But I
something.
think he's just lonely. Like any like man in this position is kind of just filling a void that maybe was fulfilled previously.
He can be lonely.
With
I'm
his
sure he's
profession or
lonely
whatnot.
because he sounds very unpleasant to be around. I can't imagine that he has a lot of friends. So I'm sure he is lonely, but that does not trump what is at hand for me.
Yeah.
His loneliness is not more important of, so you're telling me you know how evil this person is and you're still like, yes, that's my boy. I have a photo of him and his orange hands in my bedroom. I'm like, why does your dad want to fuck Trump? It's getting a little scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the part for me. But what do you think, KJ?
That's
Holding Dan back
interesting.
over here.
No, see where the poster's coming from.
Right.
I see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
I personally believe that politics is an individual spectator sport.
Yeah.
So have your opinion,
Right.
have your own relationship with it. I don't really want to hear
Anybody.
about your relationship with it.
Yeah.
Everyone has very polarizing views.
Yes.
I'm of the belief though that I would encourage everyone to choose the living over like kind of what almost feels like a made up construct. Like I think everyone should go out and vote. But let's be honest, like they're doing their own thing in Washington. Whether I don't speak to my father to like take a stand isn't going to change what's going on.
That's correct.
And so I just really do stump for like choosing the living and the people in your immediate surroundings
Yes.
to continue to have relationships with. And maybe, you know, I think a lot of it could come down to like later in life loneliness. So what did you and your father used to do when you were younger? Maybe, you know, you've gotten to be in your 20s, you're living
Right.
out of the house, you're doing your own thing. It'd be nice to reconnect him. Like, I think that we have an ethical duty as younger generations to lead the older generations to where we want them to be. You know, if you don't like where the conversation's going at a dinner table over the holidays, that's
Boomer
fine.
o'clock. Yeah.
Pivot the conversation and talk about something other than politics. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I think like we need to model sort of like the behavior that we want.
I think that's beautiful. And I think that in an ideal world, that would be great. I wonder though, how much discussion has there been? Number one, it's like, why is it all on the child to carry all of this burden, to not only sit there, listen to the dad spew hatred, listen to the dad, whatever grandpa talk and he's spun in and listen to all of that. And they have to be the bigger person and pivot the conversations. And they have to worry about their dad and how to reconnect and be a leader. And they have to do this and they have to do that. And it's like, meanwhile, dad's just spiraling, taking in all of this toxic, incessant, commentary and all of these things. When does dad have to demonstrate empathy? When does dad have to be like, you know what? I'm sorry. I need to chill. I need to back off. I can see how upsetting it is to you. And we have a difference of opinion. And I, as your father, who have been on this earth like 3 times as long as the poster, maybe I will simply take the lead and I will be the one that's like, I'm sorry. I hear where you're coming from. And I think it should be the opposite. I think it's the dad's responsibility to do that.
And I can see that. I also do think that if you got your first cell phone when you were in your 40s, which presumably the father did, I've noticed that generation is a bit like toddlers with iPads.
100%.
So I'm not going to expect like them to have this 3D, 4D perspective to be like, oh, you're right, son. We're going to let bygones be bygones. I don't have it. This is a parasocial sort of association. Let's pivot.
Yeah, but why are we making excuses for them? Like, I get
because
it.
He's my father and he sacrificed a lot in his life to like, I mean, I didn't choose to be born, but let's presume he was a good enough father.
Okay.
I think that if he was suffering, if he had been diagnosed with Alzheimer's or a neurodegenerative disease and was still popping off about Trump, you would give him more grace.
Yes. And that is why I suggested going to the doctor.
So why can't you give him that same grace without the diagnosis?
Why do you think I can't give him that same grace?
I also don't think the photo, though, is that creepy. I don't really, because here's the thing is I honestly feel totally ambivalent to like which elder male person is in power.
Gotcha.
Okay. But I do think a lot of people think the president is really cool. And so the idea of meeting him and taking a photo with any president is like people view as like a once in a lifetime thing. That is, if it was Abraham Lincoln, people would be repping that photo all day long. So I think obviously, Trump is a bit polarizing.
I would say that is the understatement of the year. Yes.
So some of these comments, top comment. Okay, so recently a lot got brought up between my mom and I. She was always pretty crazy. I decided to go low contact, and I can't tell you the amount of peace I've had in my life. She used to call me multiple times a day just to complain about everything. Now we maybe talk once a week. It's much healthier for me. Edit, just adding this because a couple people have commented, but the reason I said low contact is because she used to call me about 8 times a day. So going from more than 50 calls a week to 1 is personally low contact. I know that's not the norm. This is just my experience. Response goes, dang, your low contact is more than my family's normal contact. I call my parents every 2 weeks or so. And they tell me I call more often than my sister. There's absolutely no bad blood between us. We just don't have that much to talk about. So it's just funny. I feel like then people went down these rabbit holes about speaking how much of the family in general.
Right. I was going to say that gives some, I think, important additional context. I was going to say that even just the terminology of no contact, low contact, to me, that kind of flags that there's way more going on than just the politics and the Fox News and popping off in terms of their family.
Well, that's the thing. And if you're feeling like disconnected from family, I think you can feel that, say that with like a full chest and not necessarily, use like the political aspect maybe as kind of a cop out or justification.
Right. But I'm guessing that there's so many more things that have happened that they've now gotten to the point where it's like, this is kind of the cherry on top. This is kind of the nail in the coffin. It's like, okay, you already were annoying as hell. You already were dropping the ball in all these other ways. And I was already kind of considering it. And now there's this additional thing where it's like, oh, well, like I could see if I'm putting myself in their shoes, I could see them like, oh, well, you don't, from what you're saying, it sounds like you don't care if me or some of my friends are like living or dead. So you don't really care about me. Like, I definitely like can understand how that would kind of all come together. And as somebody who does not have contact with my family, I definitely believe that there's way more than is just in this post.
So I think
hard
like
to separate that out.
Except in situations of like, incredible abuse or that sort of dysfunction.
Yeah.
I think at the end of the day, though, maybe in light of the holidays, we can say choose the living and like model the empathy that you hope to receive from like those around you in general. And if that's not your family, that's fine. You can find connection and love with other people as well.
That's totally true. Okay, I got one more for you.
Okay, sounds great.
Here we go. All right. Okay, saving the best for last. Am I the asshole? Am I the asshole for marrying my dad's widow after he passed away? Posting this here because it got removed from another group for some reason. Hopefully my supporters can see it here and I can update soon. I got you, boo. So this is going to sound awful no matter how I word it, but please try to keep an open mind. This poster, 26 male, dad passed away about 1.5 years ago. He was married to Elizabeth, 54 female, for around 20 years. She's not my mom, and my dad never actually signed my birth certificate. Long story, family drama, whatever. Okay, we'll circle back. So legally and biologically, we're not related in any way. After my dad's funeral, I kept in touch with Elizabeth because she didn't have anyone else. She was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer earlier this year, and her insurance barely covered anything. The bills were getting insane, and she was talking about stopping treatment because she couldn't afford to keep living like that. I work a stable job with incredible health benefits, the kind that cover dependents at 100%. I asked HR about it, and they said the only way to get someone on my plan like that is if they're a legal dependent. So I offered to marry her, and she hesitantly accepted. #romantic. Before anyone jumps to conclusions, it's not romantic. We don't live together, we don't sleep together, and there's nothing, quote, going on. I just didn't want to watch her die when I had the ability to help her live. She cried when I asked her to do it, not because she's in love with me, but because she didn't think anyone would care enough to help. Now my family found out, and they're absolutely losing their minds. My aunt said I dishonored my dad's memory. My cousin said I discussed the family and called me a walking Jerry Springer episode. My stepbrother told me I was, quote, sick and probably doing it for attention. I get it. It's weird. I know it sounds bad, but I swear this wasn't about anything other than helping someone I care about survive. I've already been through losing one parent figure. I couldn't just stand by and let it happen again just because of the red tape and medical costs. So Reddit, am I the asshole for marrying my dad's widow so she could have health insurance while she fights cancer? I don't think I am, but maybe I'm wrong. Update? Big update. Okay, everyone, thank you for all the input you've given. I've taken a lot of it to heart, and the kind words truly mean a lot. My father was an amazing man. I miss him more every day. For those in similar situations, I hope things have worked out for you. After my last post, I stayed up late reading and responding to as many of you as you could. I came to the conclusion that I would have a meeting with my family and that Elizabeth and I would also meet with my brother. The meeting with my family went about as well as I expected. I arrived at my aunt's house and surprisingly was greeted with nothing but love. Shortly after, while eating lunch, they made a few insensitive jokes and even told me to divorce her after she dies. My God. That was enough for me. I didn't say anything. I cleaned my dish and I left. I received numerous calls throughout the day and a few texts that I don't care to read. I plan to block them, but it still hurts. At the end of the day, those people are my blood and are supposed to care about me most. We spoke with my stepbrother. After talking it through, he said it's really weird and that he isn't comfortable with it, but he thanked me for helping. It isn't perfect and it's hardly functional on paper, but you guys are right. It's a messed up system that I'm just trying to work with. As many of you asked, no, it isn't insurance fraud. The marriage is completely legal, and I don't plan on doing anything explicitly against the law. I've been openly asexual since middle school, so I'm not worried about future partners. If Elizabeth were to pass away, I'd be okay covering any remaining medical or other expenses. Even if she weren't legally my wife, she'd still be my mom, which is weird to say, but you all know the story now. Finally, I never intended on telling my family. A cousin of mine saw a company photo I posted on Facebook. It was from our banquet, and I had taken Elizabeth as my plus one. Oh, one more note to add. My company knows Elizabeth as my wife. Close colleagues know the full situation as they knew her before. It's all above board. I work closely with an ex-legal aid, and I assure you all we've checked every box. Okay, a lot to unpack. Mm-hmm. What do you think?
Well, I think that seems like a sweet thing to do in terms of continuing to care for like be the man of the house after your father passes on.
Yes.
It sounds like a lot to bring on in terms of, possibly how he would go about living his own life
Yeah.
in relationships down the road. But it seems like he has squared that away as well in terms of not really desiring to date. What are your thoughts?
I think that the OP sounds like a goddamn angel for doing that. I think it does sound very weird on paper. I understand why people would have reactions, but ultimately it sounds like Elizabeth was and is a very good person to the original poster, that he would have even considered something like that. I wonder, to your point, if the father, before he passed away, ever said anything that maybe made the original poster think, you know, something like, please take care of her, look out for her, be good to her. I feel like the original poster is a really good person for doing that. I don't think most or many people would do that. I think that the family's reacting very coldly to him, and he's kind of being so mature and really going about it. He literally just doesn't want this person who is his mom to suffer, die, and wants her to have the treatment that she needs. He has a way to actually do that. And if it's unorthodox, I think everyone else can go fuck themselves, because he's the only hero in this situation. The other thing I would say is, I know that the situation is dark, but it is definitely funny to me that there is a brother, a stepbrother, that Elizabeth has a son, and that he's like, wait, you're marrying my mom / our mom.
Oh, yeah. So you think that's her son?
I think so, because it said stepbrother. I could definitely see why he would feel some type of way about that, but I'd be like, why don't you step up, baby boy, and marry your mom and help her?
Well, I guess my question is, if you were Elizabeth, would you
Accept?
sign up for this?
I wouldn't sign up. It's not something I would seek out. I don't think it's a thought that would ever cross my mind, but it's obviously literal life and death. She doesn't really have any other choices. So I understand why she would accept that. Health insurance is a nightmare. To have to worry about that on top of getting a horrible diagnosis and have to go through all of these treatments and deal with all of that. And she just lost her husband, and her family is not that sensitive, except for her new husband, son.
I don't know. I mean, I'm with you, but like, she's in her 50s. I'm not going to say that she doesn't deserve to, you know, make a go of the next 30 years of her life.
Right.
But there's no context of reality in which I'm accepting, like, marrying my stepson for health insurance benefits. Like, I will roll the dice, and if I die, the medical bills will die with me, and I'll just take on the debt, and that will be what it is. But here, I want him to go live his life. I know he's asexual and doesn't date and all this stuff, but
100%.
this isn't going to help that situation. And I think part of being a woman is being a family leader, being the spiritual backbone, the moral force. I'm sorry, like, I don't accept this as
the proposal from your son.
Yes.
I didn't say I would accept the proposal. I'm saying that I understand why, and I suspect that if she did, that it truly is at that point that it does feel life or death. I agree. It wouldn't be my top choice. It wouldn't be my ideal, but what other solutions are available to her aside from rolling the dice or marrying the stepson? I wonder if the stepson could maybe give her some money, or like, I know it's not the same thing. I know that just because you have great health insurance and a steady job doesn't mean that you have X amount of
excess cash in hand.
So much money. Yeah. So I know that's not necessarily the same thing, but maybe there's something, like, maybe there's an amount that could make a big difference for her, or give her some time to try to, you know, or maybe he could get her a job at the company with these great benefits, like hard, but less weird than marrying your mom. But ultimately, I feel like their heart's in the right place. And I do support that. Do I think it's extremely bizarre? Yes,
I think completely think he is in the right place. It's a very noble way to go about broaching a solution. I think shame on her.
Okay, yeah.
I think it's on her to be the adult.
Yes.
Her to sort it out.
Right.
And just look at him and be like, I want you to live your life.
Yes.
Like, thank you. That's so kind
so
and thoughtful.
sweet.
And like, I value the relationship we have and know we'll always be close, but I'll sort something else out.
Whoa. Would you ever offer that to someone? Would you ever do what Original Poster is doing? Like, would you ever be like, I'll marry you so that you can get on the, like, this exact dynamic. Would you
Would I ever marry my stepfather
yeah,
so he could
I guess so,
undergo
yeah.
chemotherapy?
Yeah, I guess so.
I might just say, get back to work, honey.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, fair. You'd be like, Tom, we've been through this. I don't want to marry you. Okay. Okay, fair. Let me see a little commenter here just to make sure, see if we're missing something here. Okay. Oh, my friends did this so one of them can have insurance for a needed surgery. It worked. It wasn't romantic. Now they're married to different people with families and nothing ever happened. And that's on the broken healthcare system.
Mm-hmm.
This is what we do now. This is what people do when they can't
Not
afford.
that many people.
You don't know.
There are 2 people on Reddit.
Okay, but also people are doing GoFundMe's. Like our health insurance is so broken and the system is so broken that a lot of people have to marry someone to get health benefits because they can't even access them in any other way.
Mm-hmm. But I don't really, yes. I mean, I believe that people have that experience. But as I had mentioned maybe before, is a like family, this individual I know who's undocumented.
Yes.
He got diagnosed with colon cancer, let's say 2 years ago.
Oh my God.
And just went to Cook County Hospital in Chicago. And actually his wife is also undocumented. She had ovarian cancer at the same time.
Oh,
they
my
both received
God.
full chemotherapy and cancer treatment for basically $0.
Whoa.
And I think now on a forward-looking basis, they're asked to maybe contribute like a few $100s a month, like whatever you can. It's kind of almost a donation-based situation. So I think it's that weird people stuck almost in the middle because they both still received care.
Right. It definitely might be something stuck in the middle. Like Elizabeth might not qualify for Medi-Cal or something like this, right? Because maybe she has some level, maybe she got some of the inheritance or something, right? And so she doesn't qualify. We don't know. Is she not working though? She's like 54. Like maybe she was like, now I'm spinning. Maybe she's a child actor. She has, she retired early. Yeah, it's not an ideal situation. Let's just leave it at that.
Okay.
Okay. I think that's the app.
Yeah, beautiful.